How do you like those cat memes? I love that. I love cats. Too cool. It's getting hard for me to make videos off just speaking on myself. I could read someone else's stuff or material, but I'm talking on my own. For some reason, I have such an issue with it. So let's see if we can stay focused. I watched the Tucker Carlson episode with the guy Cooper. Martyr Made is his channel. Interesting. He broke the internet. Like a 2-hour episode, and he's taking a lot of heat for it, this guy Cooper, because it was presented his point in such a way as to make it kind of like making an excuse for Hitler's actions. Which I was raised in conspiracy theories, so stuff like anything far out doesn't really bother me. But if you saw the episode, you could see where I was not freaked out by it when it first read it, because weird stuff is kind of entertaining. So anyhow, he took a lot of heat for it. Everybody came out of the woodwork about this guy's making excuses for Hitler and propaganda, this, that, and the other thing. He made a response on his channel. It's called Martyr Made, like, you know, a martyr, M-A-R-T-Y-R, Martyr Made. He made a response to it 4 or 5 days ago, explaining himself. He did mention that, you know, on Tucker Carlson, some of the things he might have been taken out of context, but it needed more context. And he's roughly saying the same thing, but give you a little more background. But I noticed when the people that came out after this guy, how do you say this? This guy could be wrong or whatever. I'm not a historian. I'm not promoting it necessarily, but it's interesting how he took so much heat for it. But what have we learned in the past 100 years about our masters here, our powers that be? What have we learned about the people that write the history? It's almost always the same thing. What happened with Ukraine when both sides of the equation decided to sit down and talk about a peace deal? Twice. We shut that right off. We'll not negotiate with terrorists. We'll fight this to the end with your children. But what have we learned in the past 100 years on the powers that be? One, they're liars. And two, they love war. Man, they love war. Whether if it's just for the opportunity to genocide a group or kill someone, which I think that's part of it, or the opportunity of making dough. I mean, it makes some people a lot of money. Global War on Terror. I had a customer of mine that was works for a contractor, and he talked about. I said, you know, people complain about this, a money machine. He goes, dude, war is a money machine. You make tons of money on war. And all this guy did was provide toilet paper and disposable silverware. That was his thing. Yeah, that toilet paper. He says, oh, it's a big money maker. But what have we learned of our history is that the people in charge, they like war. They don't want to stop. They want to start a war. Hey, let's blow some stuff up. Let's spin some dough. Let's make some cash. So to get back to this Cooper guy, he makes the statement. He says this several times. I watched him in 2 or 3 other podcasts since, just trying to flesh this thing out. And he says, listen, when you have a cranked up, methed up father, husband, in his home threatening to kill his family. And the police could either go in there and try to de-escalate. Hey, let's talk about this. Let's take a deep breath. We know you're in a tough spot. Let's talk about this. Or they go in, they say, dude, you either give up the family or we're coming in blazing. This should be discussed. Hey, let's negotiate this. Let's work this out. Instead of just going in and blazing and everyone dies anyway. That's kind of the point this guy was making about the Hitler situation in World War II. World War II should have been more negotiated. Hey, wait a minute. Let's sit down and talk about this. Instead, they went with the worst possible response, which is the World War II that we got. Just lots of death and destruction. That was his whole point, this guy Cooper, that I put together. And then some people will say, oh, they're not going to be honest. They're not going to follow. You can bring them to the table to talk, but they're just going to lie and do it anyway. You don't know that. Kids, that's some low IQ. The first thing about any kind of war conflict is, okay, we need to get these people talking. We need to get some talking going on here. See if we can't work it out because they're going to be. Hey, you at least got to try. Here's another thing. I was pre 9/11, post 9/11. I was a real hawk. Hey, you got to go over there and just kick their ass and wipe this thing up. We could send our troops out there and knock this thing out in a weekend, which was true in most cases. My thing was, some guy throws a punch at you, you throw two back at him, kind of thing. And I'm not necessarily saying that is wrong, response-wise, but that's not what our government does. I was always a hawk. Hey, we need revenge, otherwise they're going to just continue to do this. Fight them there, you don't have to fight them here, and all that crap. But we never plan on going over someplace, handing them a quick punishment, and coming back home and getting things, get back to peace. We never did it for promoting peace. Let's go in there and just kick some ass, hurt them real bad quick, and then we'll have peace again, and we can control what's going on or whatever. That's a response. That's what we thought we were going to do, but now we're going to do a decade over there, or more, whatever it is, 10, 20 years. So I was a hawk. Now I'm a peacenik. I'm not out of Christian, and this will sound terrible, not out of Christian beliefs or Christian conviction or anything like that, or that I'm such a humanitarian. It's just the people in charge, they can't be trusted with that kind of power. Hey, let's go over there and thump these people real quick and shut this thing down, maybe have to control it for a week or two, whatever, and get things back in order. Say that you can't do that. That's not what they do. They take your children, pour them over there to die, spend trillions of dollars, and then at the end walk away, give it all back to them. Embarrassing. So I'm a peacenik in the way that the people in charge, I don't get to decide whether we go to war or not. They do. And I don't trust them with that responsibility. They don't know what they're doing. They're crooked, they're corrupt, they're liars, they're murderers, and they're sick people. Ukraine should not have lasted a month or two. They should have. And I'm no expert on this stuff, but I think that ideally it would have been the goal to get down, even from Putin's position. I think he'd have much rather, hey, let's get these guys to sit down and talk about this. I'm showing you how serious I am about it. Now, damn it, let's get pen to paper. Let's get this thing negotiated or whatever. Talk about his people there, this, that, and the other thing, and work that out. But someone, oh no, he was, total aggressor, wants to kill everyone, this and that. Well, so are we. We've proven that. It's, anyhow, I'm off the rails already. If you get a chance, it might be a waste of time, but if you get a chance, if you look at that Cooper's argument that he makes, then he backs it up. It's like 5-6 days ago on his channel, Martyr Made, where he does it takes about an hour, where he explains himself a little bit better. And it doesn't mean you have to agree with him. I don't necessarily agree with him, but I could see the point he was trying to make that he didn't quite accomplish on Tucker Carlson. It basically broke the internet, got everybody freaked out. Boy, it shows you how these people protect the narrative, man. Woo! Man, I tell you, everybody's got skin in the game. But yeah, I don't trust. I don't care if they landed on the beach here, landed at Malibu, coming to take over the U.S. My opinion is, no government, we got this. You guys sit back and play with yourselves like you always do. Spend your own money, stay home, get out of our hair. We'll take care of this. Because you can't. You basically destroy everything that you touch. So on that, you call me anti-war, just because the people that are in charge of it can't handle the responsibility. They're crooked, they're liars, they're deceitful, they're murderers, and those people should not be in charge of the pew-pews. But if you haven't watched the Cooper thing, I get it. Don't waste your time if that doesn't entertain you. Or just go to his Martyr Made channel and listen to his response when he explains it a little better. And then you only have to watch about a 45-minute video. And because I watch everyone else's, I like to see people get freaked out. Oh my God, this guy said this, that, and the other thing. I just think it's funny. We're a world full of spastics anyway. Other than that, enjoy the cat memes. Man, I love that stuff. Because I love cats. Anyhow, love you, God bless.